...2014's been a really great year for e-readers so far. I think that they've really evolved into some very compelling products. Now, obviously, we're going to have to wait until September of 2014 before we start seeing things from Amazon, Kobo, Barnes & Noble, Sony, and the mainstream ebook reader sellers. What we're looking at today is the top 6 devices that are either on the market right now that have come out in 2014 or are about to hit the market between now, which is about mid-May, and the end of June. The first thing that we're going to look at is the Pocketbook Aqua. Now, this is the first e-reader that's actually waterproof, and Pocketbook has really been doing some very interesting things in the e-reader space. They used to be known as the budget e-reader, using woefully out-of-date specs, and most of the e-readers compelled us to buy them based on a low price. But Pocketbook has been doing some very innovative things, and the Aqua is a testament to their 2014 ambitions. It will survive for almost 30 minutes underwater, and it has official IP57 certification. It doesn't have a headphone jack, it doesn't have an SD card, it doesn't have physical buttons. This is a perfect vacation e-reader because you could use it as your secondary device and take it with you anywhere on the beach and get sand on it, and take it snorkeling and read books underwater if you wanted to. This e-reader pretty well will go through anything that you could put it through, including reading in a desert, and maybe you're attending the World Cup in Abu Dhabi in a few years, and there's a sandstorm. You could be reading ebooks in a sandstorm. The next e-reader that we're looking at is the Tulino Vision. Now, this is the Tolino Alliance has been making e-readers for a number of years, and the Vision is pretty well the best one that they've released so far. It's available in Germany, but it's also available in all markets surrounding Germany because it supports a myriad of European languages. The ebook system that you're tapping into is the Thalia ebook store, and they have a lot of titles both in like Germany, but also like Swiss and English and things like that. It has front-lit technology, and it's actually using e-ink Carta, which is the exact same screen that the Kindle Paperwhite 2 uses. The advantages behind this is you're able to eliminate the flickering when you turn a page, where instead of every page or every 6 pages, it'll basically happen every chapter, which really gets you more viscerally into the book that you're reading. It's a premium e-reader, so you're going to be paying close to about $220 US for this. The next e-reader on the list is the Onyx Boox i63ml Newton, or the Onyx Newton. This e-reader embraces the open Android concept, which I'm a huge believer in. Now, Sony and Barnes & Noble have been using Android as the backbone of their e-readers ever since they started making them, but it was a very locked down version of Android. You couldn't load in your own apps or anything like that. The Newton will actually have Google Play pre-installed on this. What this will allow you to do is download any reading app that you want, download any comic app that you want to read, Press Reader, Zinio, so you can get your comic books and your newspapers. The possibilities are endless. You can go with a lot of indie darlings such as Eldico or Moon Plus Reader, or you can go with the commercial behemoths such as Amazon, Kobo, or Barnes & Noble. The possibilities are endless, and I'm a huge fan of the open Android concept, which really seems to be the trend so far in 2014. Having a dedicated e-ink e-reader, but having the ability to load whatever reading app. And the next e-reader on the list is the SciBook Ocean. Now, the SciBook Ocean actually breaks the mold of the 6-inch e-reader and is offering an 8-inch e-reader. The resolution, though, is pretty well the same as a 6-inch e-reader, 1024 by 768. So the bigger screen doesn't really give you crystal clear images like the Kobo Aura HD does, or the new Pocketbook Ink Pad. Still, this will give you a fairly affordable e-reader, but a large enough screen that you could really devour PDF files on. And as we know, the larger screen that you have, the better that PDF files look and the more control that you have. Now, Bokeen is the company that makes the Cybook Ocean, and they've really done a lot of cool things with inertia, being able to scroll things much in the same way that you could have an iPad or you can have a tablet and you could just like flick your finger and it'll just like scroll a little bit. They're the only company to actually do that with e-readers, and I think for PDF viewing I find that very interesting. The next e-reader on the list is the Onyx Zeus. Now the Zeus is fairly similar to the Newton in the respect that it promotes the open Android concept. You can load your own reading apps on it. The hyping factors behind this is it's a 9.7 inch e-reader and the resolution is 1200 by 825. This e-reader is one of the few 9.7 inch devices that actually hit the market in 2014. The next e-reader on the list is a Sony Digital Paper, and this is one of my favorite e-readers ever. It has a 13.3 inch screen and it uses e-ink Mobius technology, which is Sony and e-ink collaborating on a new lightweight screen technology. This 13.3 inch e-reader actually weighs less than the Amazon Kindle DX and the Apple iPad. So it feels like a feather in your hands and you don't really realize how big it is because it's actually so light. Now this e-reader is available for about $1,100 to about $1,200. There's a few different retailers that currently sell it in the US, and there's actually a number of units available on Amazon. This only reads PDF files. It does not read your standard EPUB or anything like that. So you're getting this to read PDF files, to make notes, highlight annotations, and you can actually save your PDF that you've augmented with, you know, taking notes and everything like that as an independent file. The final e-reader on the list is the Pocketbook Ink Pad, and this is an 8 inch e-reader. It was just announced today, and it'll come out this June, I believe, for about $220. Being an 8 inch e-reader, it has a lot of things going for it. It has some of the best resolution in the business, and that is our list of 2014 e-readers released thus far. Did we miss anything? Drop a comment below. For more on e-reader news and the e-reader industry in general, keep paying attention to our website, goodereader.com. To your BlackBerry 10 device. And the ability to install Android files is actually something rather new with BlackBerry, which suddenly makes it a viable device because you don't have to rely on BlackBerry World for your apps. You can actually install apps directly from the Good eReader App Store. Now we have Snapchat on the BlackBerry phone. And in the link to this video, we'll have a direct link to download Snapchat, as well as a link to our app store. Now, we downloaded this from the web-based client, but you can actually